Canada's finest hour this week on Kentucky Fried Chronology. Argue with me. You can.
I don't know that much about Canadian history, brother.
This is when Canada became Canada. We should probably tell the people what we're talking about. The Battle of Vimy Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what I'm talking about.
Wonder the great success they had against the Germans in World War I.
You're so underselling it. This is like the only success of the war up to this point. Think about it. Like, it has been constant deadlock, just stagnant, stalemate, trench warfare
trenches
for the past 3 years. And Canada's been in the war from the very beginning.
Right.
Because even though they were an independently run Commonwealth of the British Empire, all like foreign stuff still went through London. So London goes to war.
Everyone else, the
rest of them goes to war.
Yeah, the rest of the empire.
So the Canadians have been there from the very beginning, but they've never been used as like a cohesive like army all together, like all Canadians
up to this point
until Vimy Ridge. Not that they didn't make a good account of themselves. They got a huge reputation for doing like raids and prisoner snatches and being generally just kind of
causing trouble,
kind of brutal and mean.
If we throw canned food
that's
into
the
the
first
churches.
thing I was about to say. I was like, the first thing comes to my mind is like, we're gonna throw canned food to the Germans and for like a week, and then lull them into being like, oh hey, they're throwing more food, and then just lob a bunch of grenades. They wonder why we have the Geneva Conventions, right?
It wasn't just the Americans with shotguns causing trouble.
Canada helped a lot. But we're talking about Vimy Ridge. But to talk about Vimy Ridge, kind of have to go back like 6 months.
Just a little bit.
Because they planned the shit out of this.
Yeah, they took their time with this one.
Because they learned a lot of bad lessons from the Somme the year before. And they didn't want to do that again, but they wanted another like offensive, right?
Right.
So they gathered up all the Canadians because they're some badass motherfuckers at this point. They've all kind of served.
They've earned a bit of a
reputation. So they bring them all together and put them out in front of the Vimy Ridge position under the command of Arthur Currie and Julian Bing? I think his first name's Julian.
See, I'm terrible with so many names.
I think his first name's Julian, but they're in command of the thing, and these guys are not going to let leave anything go. Like Arthur Curry's like
very meticulous.
Yeah, his like motto was a much nicer old-timey way of saying proper planning prevents piss poor performance, basically. So he's
very
like
eloquent.
Leaving nothing to chance.
Right.
Not only is there just this massive reconnaissance of it, like they send up balloons and planes and they mark every known artillery position and machine gun nest. They build a mock-up
that's
of the entire thing out of like ribbons and
they build a smaller version so that all of the officers
for
the main campaign.
This is the first time. No, this is a huge shift because usually like the British and French would be like maybe the section commander has a map and knows what's going on, like, and that guy's still in charge of like 300 guys, right? No, Curry was like, no, literally every dude is going to know exactly what the hell we're doing, except what day we're doing it on.
Which is
everybody gets a map. Everybody knows their job. Everybody's going to run the obstacle course thing. That we go. All of the artillery positions are going to know exactly to the minute what they're doing, when they're doing it, and where they're shooting.
And in what order of artillery. I thought this was really neat. They made sure to put the order of certain specific types of artillery shells so that the gas would be so obviously heavy bombardment first, then follow up with gas. That way it would be right after that with the troops.
Yeah. So the idea is there's like well over 1,000 guns, like field guns and the big siege guns. The big siege guns are for counter battery fire, which usually it's kind of hit or miss. It's like, oh, they're shooting at us. I saw, like, maybe they're over there. Curry's like, fuck that. He went and got like scientists to this guy named Bragg, who, like, up to this point everybody's been like, oh, your weird acoustic, listening thing isn't gonna work. He rigged this system, has like a hot wire, and when the cannon goes off, the air gets displaced and it'll blow onto the wire and cool it, and it'll be able to, you set up a series of them and you can judge the distance and pinpoint where the artillery is. And on top of that, he had like forward position posts whose sole job was to just like look for muzzle flashes to sight in the, so like they had
so they can sight
the entire German line basically sighted. Like anytime a gun opened up, the counter battery could take it out, which was like super key to the success of this entire thing. This was a huge success. I'm going way too fast. I need to backtrack a little bit.
Well, seriously, when I first started doing World War I history,
I love World War I history.
I wanted to backtrack this. I didn't realize that the guns, the artillery guns, were literally so big. You're shooting off over the horizon. You literally have
well over 3,000 yards.
Yeah, you've got to have a guy who's good at math to just figure out where stuff is.
Yeah.
And if you've got people in forward positions reporting muzzle flashes back, all the better.
Curry is a genius here.
Yeah,
he left nothing.
Very smart move.
Left nothing to chance.
Especially when a lot of his contemporaries were doing it old school gentlemanly style, just marching into the machine gun fire.
We will get to that. There is another general in the Canadian Army. I think he's the commander of the 4th Division. Curry was the overall commander of the 1st Division, and in charge of artillery, because he was like an artillery guy. So he's planned all this like meticulous artillery shit. Like I think it's like for every one gun they had, it covered 25 yards of the front. Yeah, like that's but there's
bristling. That's what bristling means, if you're wondering.
There's another guy. His name's General Watkins. He is insistent that they need to do like a big raid, like a raid in force to capture prisoners and stuff. And Curry's like, no, we don't.
Morale too.
We don't need to do that. If we're gonna do raids, we need to do small scale raids so we can, like
10 men slipping.
Yeah, go in, capture a guy, pinpoint a machine gun nest, that kind of raid. That's what he wants to do. This guy wants to do,
or take just one out or something.
This guy wants to do like a 1915 raid where you take 2,000 guys,
charge in with
and go in and try and snatch some prisoners and come back. But
to make it even giant U shape into the enemy line.
To make it even worse, he didn't even do like a artillery barrage in preparation. He did a gas attack,
which means they just.
But in 1917.
Yeah, everyone's got gas masks.
Exactly.
They're just going to get on the machine
guns. The Germans were waiting for them through the gas. They just popped their masks on and just lost like 700 guys out of the 4th Division. They did capture some prisoners, but Curry was like, man, that was a huge waste. Yeah, so they started doing the small raids. But we're not even to the battle yet. We're still like
leading up to it. Which is, again, smart move.
All the way up until a week before was all prep time. Drilling, gathering ammunition. Everybody's going to know their job. A week before the actual attack, the harassment starts. To the point where the Germans called it the week of hell. Because not even like the artillery opens up, but it's not even on like the trenches in the front. They're shooting the supply shit in the back. They're hitting roads and like rail lines to keep them from being able to get food and water and ammunition up to the front.
Telegraph lines.
Shit like that.
Shitload of them too.
So, I think it was like before the Germans could get like every 15, 20 minutes they could get rations and shit up to the front.
Yeah.
At this point, it's taking like 8 hours.
Which is
and food's spoiling. It's like and so the Germans are starting to like starve in their positions the whole week up to it. So then, while that's happening, the Canadians are digging tunnels. And I'm not talking little, where are you going to crouch down and crouch? No. These are...
You could walk...
Like 4 foot wide. You could stand up. There are like alcoves cut out where you could fit like a whole battalion of guys just hanging out.
Almost like you're...
All the way up until like 100 yards from the German line. And their job is to just wait. And when they hear, on the day that it's supposed to happen, when they hear the artillery barrage start, they wait 5 minutes, and then they go, and they come pouring out of these forward positions, and the artillery's just creeping forward.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. The most
Creeping
perfectly
barrage.
timed creeping barrage. Like, they've used it before in the war. They did it at the Somme, right?
But they didn't do it perfectly.
No, the problem is once the infantry managed to get to the position and like take it, they no longer had cover fire from the cannons because they're too far out. Curry thought of this. He had 50,000 horses brought in. So when the infantry took the first objective, which I think they called the red line, which is like the very bottom slope of Vimy Ridge right here. Vimy Ridge is the big ridge. It goes northwest up like through this, and then there's one big hill called Hill 145, and then another one called the Pimple, which I thought was really funny. Off over to this side. And you know the German line goes like that. Canadian line like that. So everybody's going to go like this, right? And they go division by division. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? But the artillery, once they get up to that point, gets hooked up to horses, and he gets drugged gets drugged forward to a point where they can now
they took the
shoot over the top of the ridge and cover the infantry.
What kind of artillery was this?
Oh, it's all kinds. You got the 75 millimeters. You got the big siege guns. That's like got a shell as long as a dude.
And all this was pulled by horses.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's pulled
horses, manpower, and they just drug it up to where they needed it to go. They had some that were on, rail systems.
Trains, yeah.
Yeah, but they had guys fucking laying track and pushing them fucking forward. Like we just need, 500 yards or whatever.
That's one of those.
Because
that's something cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna add that to the pot. The war trains, the armored war, even though they weren't all effective, they were still really cool looking.
More in the Middle East at this time than in Europe. I don't think they really had any of those. But I know the Ottomans had an armored train.
Poland had one, and they pulled it out but not for here. But
And
for
the Russians, I feel like the Russians had like armored trains at this time. Not what we're talking about. Right?
Yeah, I know. Sidetrack or side quest there.
But that's like the key thing here is like the infantry had artillery support the entire operation, and it goes off without a hitch, really. Like,
other than it being really cold, and they
I think that helped. They're Canadians. They give a shit that it's cold. The Germans, sure, they were probably freezing their asses off. The Canadians are probably like, this is a mild summer, mate.
They did have
or a mild winter, I mean.
They did have some issues with the barbed wire, but really, the guy...
That's 4th Division, and that's their fault. I was about to get to that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay, I was about to say, didn't that slow them down quite a bit?
Okay, going over to the first 3 divisions, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, achieve all of their objectives beautifully. They capture all 3 of their lines. Let me see. Red line, blue line, black line, and brown line.
All
and
captured.
First, Curry's division is actually being the one that had the furthest to go. Surprisingly, reaches their objective first at brown line by 1:30 in the afternoon. They started at 5:30 in the morning, so within like 6 hours, they've taken Vimy Ridge basically, except for the very far left
flank,
where 4th Division has gotten not only bogged down in the mud and snow. The commander decided not to shell the first German trench emplacement because he thought if they could capture it intact, they could use it as a defensive for counterattack from further up the slope because it is a slope. It goes like that, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I get that.
I understand your logic.
I do.
How did it not work?
Because none of the barbed wire got cut by the shells, and he didn't. A lot of the other divisions got issued bolt cutters and even like a wire breaker thing that they could put on their rifle and go. It's really neat. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like
they had that.
Yeah, so they wanted to. And Curry, being the guy who doesn't like to leave anything to chance, the night before the big walking barrage after the initial bombardment and stuff, he sent patrols out to make sure that sections of the barbed wire were actually cut, and any that weren't got reshelled. Just to make sure. So, gotta love Curry for that. But this Watkins motherfucker, on the other hand...
send it.
Just send it, right? Just, you can do it. Just go. Almost gets like...
Full Rob.
It gets like this one battalion almost completely fucking wiped out because none of the machine gun emplacements got took out by artillery. The barbed wire's still in their way. And the snow has let up and the Germans can see them. So they get bogged down to the point where guys from 3rd Division have to like reform and like a flanking defense because there's a huge gap in the lines happening now.
Yeah,
right?
They have to do something. So
exactly. So they have to set up this thing, and the 4th is like, fuck, I don't have enough guys now. So they
defend.
So they have to call up one of the work regiments, like the work detail guy, like the guys who dig the fucking trenches and lay the rail line and stuff. Like they don't really do combat shit very often. These guys get called up, and man, they're the most gung ho motherfuckers in the world.
They were waiting.
They were begging for it. They get to this thing, and within 2 hours, buddy. Hill 145 is ours. All we got left is the pimple, and that's the British Corps' problem.
Okay, so we're missing. That's the Call of Duty level we didn't get.
I know, right?
The gung-ho in the rear with the gear guys who Uncle Sam...
Just suddenly get called up. Drop your shovels, grab your rifles. You got to get up that hill. And they're like, bet, let's go.
Let's do this. That's
big pop. But the artillery, the British are they're supposed to take the pimple, right? There's a British Corps that got attached to the Canadians.
Yeah,
and they're having a super hard go they're having a worse go than the 4th Division was because they're still trying to do dumb British tactics. Like they basically redo
you don't have to
over there. But luckily the Canadians now have an inflating fire
and can kind of
hit it from the side and aid the British, and then they take that, and it's a big, huge victory.
Right.
Yay, war over, right?
Right. Everybody wins, Rose.
No, I'm so sorry. Despite all of this huge victory, because Vimy Ridge is like a huge strategic point. Like, you can see for miles around from the top of this thing.
Please don't tell me they just Vietnam this, took the hill and decided to just fall.
No, the problem is they take it, they hold it, well done. The problem is this is a smaller battle that's part of a much larger operation called the Battle of Arras, where there's actually at the same time this is happening 2 other battles happening with the French and the British that do not go well at all. Bellecourt and Arras, respectively, I think, are the 2 fights that happen. Right. Canadians whip ass, and they're the fight that everybody was like, "There's no way you can take that. That's like a fortress mountain.
Have fun with that."
Yeah, have fun with that. And then the French and the British can't take their 2 objectives, so
the Canadians just.
So now there's a salient in the thing, so now they can get pressed from 3 sides, making the defensive Vimy Ridge even harder, meaning that the French and British need to push even further to try and
the Canadians,
that's a wonder they held on to it at all.
Right.
But it's okay. We came and rescued everybody like a couple months later, saved the entire world.
Because
Because America.
Because America. We come in and save the world whenever they get done kicking their own ass.
Once everybody's done beating the shit out of each other, we come in and save the day.
problem.
Save the day, right?
Once again, the day is saved.
That's how it's taught here.
Thanks to America.
America! Fuck yeah!
Coming again.
To save the motherfucking day, yeah!
Ah.
What we do? It's like 3 months, 2 months later.
Yeah, it wasn't very long after
the first American troops start showing up.
See, yeah, hell, we just got here, shotguns pumped, and straight into the trenches. After that,
and then we have we have our. It's in the pot.
Yeah, that's what
we have our big moment because. Yeah, everybody was happy to see us, but there were a lot of upper echelon,
takes the sea freak
like the British commanders and stuff were like, oh, what the fuck are the American? Bunch of wild cowboys and undisciplined gangsters, what are they gonna fucking do? They're not real soldiers, so Bella would, and they're like, oh, never mind. But that's the badassery and awesome and just. Punching up outside of your weight class for the Canadians.
Going in.
Oh, I didn't even mention this. Do you know the German troops that were defending Vimy Ridge? They weren't draftees or slouches. These
are pretty solid Imperial.
It's the
troops.
Prussian Guard.
Ooh, I didn't know.
They're
that.
elite fucking German troops that are holding most of this ridge. Yeah.
Granted, by this time they're probably half starved.
Thanks largely to Curry and his artillery campaign keeping supplies from being able to get to them. Yeah,
so
they definitely were.
They're having a pretty rough go of it, but still.
But still, those are elite troops. So you can imagine all the rest of them being like, man, the Canadians are about to get fucked up. It's going to be a massacre because the French, the British have all tried before. To take this, there's 200,000 French and British soldiers buried at Vimy Ridge from the first 3 years of the war trying to take this thing. And the Canadians do it in a couple days, basically in a couple hours.
About a week's worth of prep time.
No, it's months. It was months of planning for this. As soon as the Somme happened, they started planning this. For their next big offensive, they just didn't expect the winter to go that long. It's supposed to be spring.
Yeah, middle of April.
It was planned for Easter, but the snow was so bad they postponed it by a day. So it happened the Monday after. On Hindenburg's birthday, the German general von Hindenburg. It was his birthday when this battle happened and they lost Vimy Ridge, and they're over in Germany and they're having a big birthday party for him, and he gets the news and he's all sad at his birthday son of a bitch.
I would be too, bro. I would be too. Oh, I'd be so pissed. Losing a major battle on my birthday, I would
it's such a linchpin strategic spot of the line, right? Because again, it's higher than everything else, especially Hill 145.
Yeah,
you have you can see for 5 miles around.
Yeah,
with binoculars.
And that's a part of the line that's kind of flatter.
Yeah, on the eastern, on the other side of it, once you get up the slope and stuff, it goes down into a big plain, so you can
way out there. Yeah.
Canadian soldiers would
that spot would be able to shoot way out there.
Yeah, they were riding back home, and they'd be and when we crested the hill, you could just see because just quaint little villages and smoke coming up because the war wasn't over there.
Yeah, not yet.
Because cannons and shit can only shoot so far, so there's this strip of death. And then just on the outside of it, life's happening normally. There's still farmland and shit, and you could see that from the top of Vimy Ridge, which is why the Germans were so determined to hold on to it, because you could see the entire battlefield from up there.
And I guess now that we're a little bit older, and we can kind of see ourselves as someone who isn't a combatant, I guess.
Complete armchair general over here, man.
But no, can you imagine what it was like to be just some civilian going about your day job not within actual artillery strike range, but
close enough to hear it.
Close enough to hear that shit day in, day out. And it just kind of, the line just stays.
I imagine you would get used to it after the first year or so, and you wouldn't even hear the artillery anymore. Because it's kind of think about it. It's
birds.
Not really affecting you.
It's kind of like hearing
It's
birds.
not interfering with your day-to-day job or life. It's just an annoying noise in the back. It'd be like living next to a airport.
For a while, you get used to it.
Yeah, after about a year or so, you'd probably get pretty used to it. And be like, oh. Maybe if the artillery is really intense, you might perk up a bit and be like, "Oh, wow, they're really kicking it today. Something must be happening over there." I'm sure I'll hear about it in the newspaper tomorrow.
Right, I'm sure so.
Back to my turnips.
Right, yeah, back to the taters. Something to that effect.
But that's it.
Yeah,
Battle of Vimy Ridge.
That's why I love battle episodes. They're a little bit shorter, but we can
I
kind of go into a bit of depth because it's a one event, not I'm like a biopic episode where we kind of have to condense.
I'm a little drunk, so I was trying to not go into a big in depth because I could.
We could. That is one of the things.
Wait till we do Passchendaele, buddy.
That is one of the battles that makes us.
I love that one. That's one of my favorites.
That is one of those.
Is that dark?
It's World War One. That's kind of a rough. That's like me.
Well,
that's like me saying my favorite Chinese rebellion is the Taiping Rebellion. It's a little dark, but they're both pretty interesting events.
The rain won that battle. All I'm saying, we'll have to do that one. But Chuck, I'm done. I have nothing left to say other than Canada's badass. Canada. Why didn't they call it Canada? That's such a cooler name. Sorry.
Canadian.
Sorry, Canada, but you know I'm right.
No, Canada's awesome. No,
but Canada is so cool.
Canada,
so much cooler.
If the west coast of the United States
we just add an I. That's all we have to do.
Well, if Oregon, Washington, and that part of British Columbia break away from their countries, that's Cascadia.
That's a cool name too.
They've already chose their name. I was like, oh.
So they're planning on it. No, don't do that.
If it was it's one of those some people. You know how.
Oh no! Whatever will we do without Seattle?
Well, I guess we'll just have to get our weed from Colorado and California. Oh no.
Oh no.
Idaho State anyway.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah.
We're done. No, mine.
Oh, you get to pick this week?
I don't care if it's my turn. I'm doing it. Because I have.
No, I think I picked. I did.
I have the pot of knowing. You just think about the outro that you're terrible at doing. Because you always forget.
I always forget to plug our other shit. Oh,
mighty pot of knowing. Grant us your knowledge.
What will we know next week?
I don't know. I can't get a hold of anything. God damn it.
Come on, pick one thing. There we go.
Oh, you'll like this one. Weird planes.
Oh, yes! Flying flapjacks next week. Among other ones.
Told you he'd like that one. See how excited he got?
That guy's awesome, by the way. No, I get to do my pitch next week. Yes.
You're going to pitch your weird plane design?
Hey, weird and strange things have happened. Like, no bullshit.
They're not going to pay you. They're just going to steal it from you off the internet. They're going to be like, well, you don't have copyright.
As long as it gets made and I get to see it fly over us in an air show.
Is that all you need?
I'm sorry about the mic. Yeah, it would be cool if I got video of the thing actually shooting. If they actually go ahead and build the thing I'm thinking of,
now
I might join the Air Force.
Everybody's super intrigued. Like, what revolutionary plane design does Chuck have? Well, you're going to fucking tune in next week. But until then, Chuck, do the thing.
Until then, check us out on Instagram, our other episodes here on YouTube, and check out Bo's other channel with his cousin, Kentucky Fried Critics. They have... What was last week's episode?
Oh, fuck it, dude. I'm too drunk. I can't remember. Don't ask me that right now. Just go watch them. Go watch all of them. Just go check them
out. They have quite a few of them. They've done almost all of the great sci-fi classics, except for ones they can't find a beer to match with.
Go watch all of our stuff.
Yes, and go check out our other channel, and check out the Chronoforge episodes. Bo's been hammering away at new content and new tools.
I'm just trying to entertain the people, man. I feel like just doing this would get boring.
Also,
after a while,
dependent on the weather.
Yeah, if it doesn't rain, we're gonna do more of the canoe.
But if it does, or if it's
We'll
just
still
too
do more
damn
of the
hot,
canoe.
we might not do the canoe.
Go out there in the rain.
I've got an idea. I've got a Chrono Forge episode idea.
Cool.
So we might do. It's either a Chrono Forge or a canoe episode coming up before too long. Probably the second.
Could be any time, man. This episode's probably gonna come out sometime in August.
Oh wow! So yeah. Check until then. Check us out there. And
Are you good? You
Yep,
done?
I'm
All
good.
right. Go out and learn something.
your planes. Yes, I get to do. The
I say as soon as I saw that, I was
episode.
like, oh well, dude, Chuck's gonna love this episode.
Oh, dude, there's so many cool ones.